beauty.
How about that, eh? A lovely canal scaly mirror. Beautiful. Fantastic, mate.
Yeah, couldn't be happier, Steve.
Yeah.
Brilliant, mate.
We all know what a tough hot summer it had been right across Europe. Of course, nowhere more so than the south of France, which had suffered really badly. But we just hoped that the heat was going to relent a little bit for our next trip away. It was the ferry this time instead of the tunnel. It was half the price, so it was a no-brainer really. And as we watched the white cliffs of Dover disappear into the distance, we knew it wouldn't be long till we was getting the rods out again in the south of France. Our destination, and indeed our starting point, would be down on the River Lot, where we were meeting up with our good friends Jim and Sharon Lightfoot. We'd enjoyed a great trip with them the year before and had planned to do it all again. This year, however, they'd got themselves a new boat, much bigger than the last one, and room enough for all four of us to fish on in comfort. The first day of any trip is always a tough one. After all the travelling, there's all the gear to set up, boats to blow up, rods to set up, gear to organise, and then of course the dilemma of where to fish. The river had been out of sorts, but Jim had a few ideas up his sleeve, and one was to fish downstream below the first lock, and yeah, a stretch that was a bit narrower, a bit shallower, with a bit of faster flow, maybe a bit more oxygen content, and maybe where the fish were going to be a little bit more active. That, of course, meant going through the dreaded lock, one where I nearly lost my boat last year. So, yeah, I was sort of looking forward to that, but maybe not. The spot we chose was an area full of features. There were a couple of old submerged walls that we could see clearly from the drone. They formed obvious patrol routes, but there were big weed beds, there were drop-offs, there were deep stretches, and to top it all, we saw some carp activity as we were moving in. So all in all, things actually looked pretty good. Well, that is home for the next few days at least. God, it's beautiful on there. Jim's new boat, Black Swan. Absolutely beautiful. Right. Well, as everyone knows, it's been red hot for ages. There's been all sorts of problems down this part of France with fires and all that. So it's no surprise that the rivers, lakes and, well, every waterway is down a little bit from full level. It's actually not down a lot, but There's a wall along here that would normally be underwater. You can just see the tip of it now. And I'm gonna put one somewhere along here. I mean, that post is an obvious marker, I suppose. Good news is that as we was driving down today, the heavens opened and there was thunder, lightning, storms, heavy rain, and it's cooled down quite a bit. So instead of mid to high 30s, it's sort of mid 20s now, so it's a lot more bearable. I mean, if anything, it's going to get them going after all that hot weather. It's going to be a few storms, so maybe, just maybe, we timed it right, or maybe we're still going to struggle. Who knows? I've actually still got my same rigs on from England, so I mean, it's like for like. Slip D rig, nice big 24mm boilie, a little citrus topper, Scopix squid with a citrus topper. The only thing I've got on here is a heavier lead, an 8-ounce tractor lead, for obvious reasons. Got to hold bottom in the river. Then, well, there is a lot of weed drifting down here. I'm going to put a back lead on, but there's a lot of weed drifting down, so you know, it might be a problem. 16 foot. So it makes you wonder if that wall must come up from literally 16 foot. Big old brick wall, that. Right, let's put that down. Donk, rock hard on the bottom now. I'm not going to put loads of bait out because of that water temperature. We just don't know if they're going to be feeding particularly heavy. So well, even that's a fair bit, I suppose, but that's going to do for now. The first night actually went a lot better than I think all of us were expecting. Me and Jim both had action. Jim had a smaller common which he put straight back. I had 2 runs. The first one I struck into thin air, so I don't know what that was all about, but the second one produced this fantastic long huge frame common, well down in weight through not feeding through in the hot summer months, but yeah, it was high 30s, and we both agreed that at the right time it would probably be high 40s. An amazing carp, an amazing way to get off the mark, so I was well pleased with that. Filming didn't go too well, so most of that had to be ditched, unfortunately, but yeah, what a great way to start. I was a little bit surprised when Jim said he wanted to move that morning, but at the same time there was a noisy water pump right behind us, and there was lots of weed coming through, wiping out our lines, so yeah, I could understand it, and yeah, we were easy on that. We didn't mind seeing other parts of the river as well. So, got the rods in, moving was easy on the boat. We just headed off downstream to another spot. We passed a few other anglers on the way down, showing that the river's becoming more popular these days. Fishing from a boat gives you so many options. You can literally tie up to it anywhere on the bank, and anywhere you fancy, that's your swim. Unfortunately, We chose what looked like on paper a really good swim. It had lovely depth variations. There wasn't so much weed coming down. Fortunately, there weren't so many carp there either. We didn't see a carp, we didn't hear a carp, we certainly didn't catch a carp. And so, yeah, decisions to make, and the one we made was to return to the first swim. We knew there were carp there, and we'd just have to put up with the weed and the water pump. You know, first priority really was to catch fish. Jim had a little underwater camera, and we thought it'd be interesting to drop some bait down and just monitor what was happening down there. And it actually was quite surprising. We didn't see the carp or the catfish, which are numerous in the river, but what we did see was loads and loads of roach. To start off with, it was fairly quiet, nothing down there, and then more and more arrived. And you would think, with a bed of maize down there, they'd peck away at it, but nothing much would really sort of come of it. But after a few hours, they could actually whittle away a bed of bait, and it was all gone. In no time at all, it was all gone. So that changed our thinking a little bit on baiting up for the coming days. Few tigers spread around. Yeah. Lovely.
That's the rod I put out this morning, I've redone as well. Let's get rid of that weed, get rid of that back lead. Oh. Love the fight of these carp. These river carp don't half put a great fight. Well, that's a nice fish. That's a beauty. Oh. Yes. Oh, hi.
Oh. Well, there we are. We wanted a brace shot. That was what we was hoping to get. And there we go, we got one.
Crackers as well, Steve. Absolutely.
God, yours is beautiful, isn't it? Well, they both are in their own way, but...
Well, river fish, they're certainly... we fish hard for them, that's for sure. They never come easy.
No, it's not been easy, has it? It's been tough, but then you end up with something like this, which is fantastic, mate, isn't it?
Makes it all worthwhile, Steve.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for bringing us here, because it's been great, isn't it?
Brilliant, Steve. Love it, mate. Really.
Yeah.
Fish are beautiful. Look at the colours on it, mate.
Oh, no, stunning fish, aren't they?
Gorgeous.
Proper wild carp, aren't they? Lovely stuff, mate.
Nice one, Steve. Not bad. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, it's not a bad one. Quite chunky across the shoulders. 20 pounder, but yeah, lovely surprise. Really pleased with that one. So there we go. Little parting gift for this swim. It's been lovely to swim. We've got to sort of move on now for a couple of days, so it'd be nice to try a new area. But this one's been good to us, so I've enjoyed it here. And yeah, perfect way to finish. It hasn't been easy, but you know, things like this make it all worthwhile. Right, let's get her back. Mwah. There were no hard and fast plans for this trip. We were sort of making it up as we went along, really, and depending on what we thought the fishing would be like. But we had sort of hatched a plan which seemed really exciting to me, and that was to catch fish from 3 different public waters, or 3 different types of public water. First being a river, but also moving on to a canal and then a lake, or vice versa. We didn't know how it was going to work out, but for now the river part was finished. We'd caught our fish on the river lot, and now we was heading back to the marina where we could tidy things up, have a shower and get out of the boat, stretch our legs and just generally chill out and enjoy life, which is what we did. Next venue on the list was a lake, and we knew where we wanted to go, but it didn't turn out quite as planned. Well, this is a Sunday afternoon in France for you, in the height of holiday season. It's absolutely rammed. We've just arrived at a lovely lake where we will be having a dabble. We're going to come on here, well, today, but it's absolutely rammed with, well, basically holiday people all out enjoying themselves, so you can't blame them. So I think what we're going to do is go up a few miles and fish on the canal, at least for tonight, where it's going to be quieter, and hopefully Monday morning, tomorrow morning, it's going to be quieter here. But for now, I think we're best leaving everyone to it, because it's a little bit busy.
Nice, eh?
Oh, it's lovely, like, isn't it?
Yeah. One of the guys alive.
It's not very often I fish canals, very rarely in fact, but I've been looking forward to this because I just want to do the full set. I want to fish a river, well we've done that now. I want to fish a lake, and of course I want to fish a canal, do the full set while I'm here. So yeah, very happy to come and fish this lovely, wow, deserted stretch of canal. There's no one here. There's boats coming up and down. It's busy, it's summer, you know, but there's no anglers here, no anglers at all. But you know, we've got 12-15 hours try and catch a canal carp. The plan is to put one this side, one in the middle, one to the far side. You know, pretty basic stuff. Got the little baiting spoon already. Apparently there's a mink or two up and down this stretch, and yeah, all around the bank like that are crayfish shells. So there's obviously quite a few crayfish in here that are going to love a few boilies, I should think, but so we'll give them a few. Yeah, it's not very deep. Not very deep at all, actually. 3.5 foot. Yeah. Yeah. Nice simple setup, just the little pod, the little Nash pod, perfect for this. Right, and there we go. Lovely. That's what you call a busy night. Jim's just playing his second one there, and yeah, I've just landed my fourth one there. Great stuff.
Beautiful canal mirror. That's a rare event, that, catching mirrors from the canal. Well done, Steve. Beautiful, mate.
Very happy with that, mate. How about that, eh? A lovely canal scaly mirror. Beautiful that, isn't it? Happy days. Right, let's get her back. Well, the action has been unbelievable and the quality has been fantastic. God, absolutely lovely fish. Definitely notice the reddish tinge to them where they're crayfish eaters. God, absolutely fought like the clappers and all. Yeah. Yeah, each one fought so hard, they absolutely tore up and down the canal. There we go. All right, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, fantastic, Steve. Can't get better than a brace of 30-pound carp from the Canal de Midi.
Well, just hoping to get one, really. That's always open. One fish, one bite, one fish, and you know, it's ended up being good. But this tops a lot, doesn't it? Brace of 30s.
Tops a lot, mate, yeah. And I fished the canal a fair bit, and this is a rare event, I can tell you.
Oh, lovely, aren't they?
Beautiful, Steve. Magnificent.
Oh, so happy with these, mate. Car, well done, mate. Good bit of swim finding, and yeah, fish did the rest.
Yeah, it's
Put a
been
bit of food out, didn't we? And
It's been a hectic few hours, mate, that's for sure.
oh, it sure has.
But look at the size of these for the canal. Crayfish munchers, these. The natural food source is crayfish, and that's why they're so healthy.
Yeah, and a bit rosy cheeked as well. They've got a little red glow, haven't they?
Yeah, a bit like us, Steve.
Yeah, red eyes to go with the rosy glow.
Beautiful
There we
fish,
go.
mate.
Fantastic, eh?
They're a lot lighter than the river fish, but canal dinbin is always a greyish colour. Yes. Beautiful, that, Steve.
Lovely.
Absolutely beautiful.
Just look at all that. I haven't seen that since the old Cassian days. A sling full of crayfish shells, what he's been munching on during the night. That's why they do so well here. That's why there's so many of them. God, loads of natural food. Well, this is part 3. God, it's just stopped raining actually, but it's all looking good. We're just getting the boats loaded up now to go over to the far side. And what is a lovely looking lake, perfect conditions. There we go, we're heading over to the other side there. Like the old days, this, like the old Cassian days. Right, let's get on and see you when we're there. Well, it's been a hectic morning. You wouldn't think. A half hour ago we were photographing all them fish on the canal. This one just jumped out. Yeah. I have to throw a few stones at it, try and get it over the other side. Well, hope that bodes well for us. There we go. Boat all loaded up. God, just like the good old days. Public water fishing, loading the boat up and heading to quiet places. It's unbelievable how many people were here yesterday. There was hundreds, literally hundreds of people here yesterday. Sunday afternoon, middle of August, in the sunshine. And now it's a damp Monday morning, and a couple of workers and a couple of fishermen. Brilliant. This is us. This is going to be our home for a few nights now. Oh, lovely. Lovely, lovely. Up to the left here is, well, apparently it's the spawning bay, and it certainly seems that way. It's quite shallow. It shallows up quite quick, about halfway up. You can see the bottom fairly clear. So, yeah, I don't really want to go too far up there. I think that'll do. It's not far out from them sort of snags and everything. 13.5, 14 foot. Reasonable depth. Soft on the bottom. Well, we'll give it a go. A few cupfuls of tigers. Handily enough, where the fish have been jumping ain't that far out, and it's around this yellow buoy, which forms the perfect marker. It means I haven't got to put any markers out, because Jim put one out earlier and swimmer swam off with it. There we go. Actually gave it back to him later. Thought he was doing him a favour. I found this thing you lost in the lake. There we go. But yeah, this makes the perfect marker. Drops down quite steep, and I think the marker actually, yeah, there we go, drops down to about 18, 19 foot right here, so not very far out. And that's sort of where they've been showing. So all I'm going to do is dump a load of Old Faithful scopelet squid all around this area and fish one either side of this. Yes, it's close to the bait. I can actually just cast these out in the night, which is handy if I get one. Right, that'll do. Most of that first day passed by very quietly. We were seeing fish, but there was nothing happening on the indicators, which worried us a little bit, but we shouldn't have been worried at all. As soon as nightfall came, the fish started feeding. Right, he is only a little baby one, but he's a carp, and that's all that matters. Because that means, yeah, we've done it. A fish from all three, from the river, from the canal, and now the lake. This was my only bite of the night, but it was a hectic night. Jim done really well. I think he's had 6 fish last night, so there was plenty going on, plenty of action. There we go, that was my contribution. Yeah, right. Let's get him back anyway. As the very name suggests, the public lake isn't just for angling, it's for everyone to enjoy. And once the sun came out, it certainly brought a lot of people out with it. They were all out enjoying themselves, on the beach, on pedalos, rowing, and yeah, it seemed like all of them wanted to nick our markers. But we knew once the sun went down and they all went home, it was our time again.
Behaving themselves. Oh yes, look at that. Beautiful, Steve.
The little and large show,
yeah. Beautiful fish, mate. Both of them are beautiful.
They are, mate.
Oh, they're going to behave themselves.
You don't get many of these anywhere, do you? Proper ziplinears, and
rare, mate.
I haven't seen many of those. Nice big chunky commons, but this is it, mate. The third water and the third brace, third venue, third brace shot.
Been awesome, Steve. Been awesome. Couldn't have gone any better, mate, the trip.
No, it's been fantastic, mate, isn't it?
Come on, baby.
My one's been good.
Yeah.
Come on, control your carb.
There we go.
See, I always open my mouth, don't I? There we go. That'll do. We got. Yeah, that is not good news. Been seeing loads of knocks on the rod tips all afternoon. I thought about check one just before dark. I can't believe it. Poisson chat, but not only that, it's two of them. Two of them have somehow impaled themselves on the rig. There must be loads of them out there. Time for a rethink. Harder baits, tiger nuts, I don't know. So lively, these fish. But very pleased to see it. I put out a load of bait earlier. And, well, had a bit of problem with the Poisson chats. They were definitely about. But, yeah, it rattled off and this one was on the end, so very happy with that. Right, yeah, you can go home now. However well things appear to be going on film, it doesn't always go right, of course. I'd sent the drone up to film Jim playing a fish, and the aim was to get an aerial shot of it going in the net, but of course that's when the hook decided to pop out and the fish was gone. Then I hooked what I believed to be the biggest fish I'd hooked that whole trip. It was one of those bag of spuds that was giving me the runaround, a slow plodder. Oh, and then the worst happened.
I'm not seeing it yet, Steve.
No, feels good. Oh,
Oh, fucking hell. Gutter. Lost a very nice fish. That nearly ends up the pole.
oh. That was a gutter for sure. But the important thing is to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, get the rod back out, and maybe there's another fish not too far away. I'm right up there. Yeah, that's a better one. Well, just pleased to get one of the nice ones, because I've been getting plenty of action but plenty of smaller fish. The odd better one in amongst them, but that's a nice one. It's a good 30. And yeah, it's been nice getting a bit of daytime action. You know, we've had a bit of rain and a bit of cloud cover today. And yeah, just get some bait going in. Getting a bit of action still, you know, a couple of small ones still, but then this one sort of, yeah, it makes a nice end to the trip really. It's last day today. Still got one night to go, so we're going to catch more fish, I should think, tonight. But yeah, that's just the one I wanted. A nice one. There we go. Got him. We've just had our last cup of tea, starting to get things together. But funny, we talked about mirrors here because it has been a trip of commons, apart from a few small mirrors. But yeah, finally got a nice mirror. It's not huge, you know, we've had bigger ones, but in the scheme of things, it was just what I wanted really, in a trip of commons, to end up with a nice mirror. There he goes. As usual, you're not going to let me do too much, I don't think, but it's been a fantastic trip. Right from the start on the boat, moving on to the canal, and now onto the lake. We've caught fish all the way through. We've had a great time, we've had a great laugh, and yeah, thanks to Jim and Shaz for looking after us and putting up with us. Yeah, fun and friendship, and yeah, things like this are what it's all about. So, oh dear, yeah, it's been absolutely great. There we go. We've had loads of commons like these, but they're all welcome. Yeah, and this is definitely the last one. Rods are in now, so that's it. Right, let's get him back and load the boat and off to England again. Great, isn't it? Well, there we go. Just the boat to put down now. Last few bits to put in the van. Mostly all loaded in there now. And that's it. Another trip done. Sun shining on what was our little swim for the last 5 days, I think it was, 4 or 5 days. Yeah, enjoyed it. Oh, it's been a fantastic trip. On the boat, on the river, under the brolly on the canal, and then in the blockhouse on the lake. 3 different venues, caught fish from all of them, which was absolutely fantastic. Enjoyed it with Jim and Shaz. Oh, they've been so good. But they've already left. They're on their way back to see the people, their guests at Riverlock Paradise. And now it's just time for us to get these last few little bits in there, go for a shower, and we'll be on our way. Good times, happy days. See you next time.
Battery, this one's gone.